Sultans of Slack episode 104. We're just making that up. I don't think I've got 104.
104-ish, heavy on the ish.
Heavy on the ish. But we have Quinn and Trevor. So you guys are going to have to explain to me. I saw that Quinn, you are Pariah. That's correct. And then
Yes, sir.
Trevor collaborated on the most recent single. I think I got that much going for me.
Pretty much nailed it.
Nice. Yeah, that's
I've been
nice
jamming.
hanging out.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, dude.
I was jamming Pendulum and Wanderer for the last couple days because I knew we were going to have you guys, and both awesome. But I want to hear, I guess, since you're both here, the collaboration on the most recent Wanderer.
Yeah.
I guess whoever wants to go first. I'm a pretty bad host.
I can work with it.
That up. Yeah.
I can work with it.
A bad host wouldn't acknowledge that he's a bad host.
Valid.
Oh,
So that actually
wow.
makes you a great host.
Oh, okay.
nailed it.
Mid at best. I'm
Dude, you
sure.
guys are the first interview I've done where they told me that, so thank you.
Episode 104. Write it down.
Episode 104-ish.
And
104-ish.
actually, Tim's the one that always tells me, dude, you need to up your game a little. You're not a very good host.
All the time, dude. All the time. It's a huge issue because he also this is something Andy does too, is when we're at festivals and things like that, he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna set everything up for this interview, sets it all up, and then sets up even three chairs for us and whoever we're interviewing, and then he's like, I'm gonna go check on the camera, and he gets up and hits record, so it's just me and the person doing the interview. And he just leaves me. He's just like, he's like,
Bro,
"Oh,
I set it up. I told you.
yeah.
It's the Irish goodbye.
He does the Irish. It's called the Irish podcast, so
That's
I
crazy.
like it.
it's really funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got off track, but I want to hear.
That's good. I like
I
the
want to hear
vibe.
about. I want to hear about Wanderer and how you guys got together and created this song,
Yeah.
and then we'll just go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, we'll just riff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor and I met a couple years back now through marketing. We both work in music marketing in our own way. And then he launched his band Heal the Hurt, which I helped with. And then fast forward about a year or so later, I launched Pariah, and we were already in each other's worlds. And there was a spot on this one track that was, Wanderers, you've heard, a bit more classic metalcore vibes. And there was a spot for a verse. And I was like, I've heard enough of me on this record. I'd like to get someone else to fill some of the space. So I hit up Trevor, and yeah, he wrote an awesome verse. Really brought the song to life. Super stoked with how it turned out. Trevor, what was your experience?
I work at a women's
Big
prison.
sigh.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so for this song in particular, Quinn sent it over, and it was a beater. Like, I really like it a lot. I was a fan from the first time I heard it. I connected with it, I guess I could say. I felt like there was something being said that I haven't heard in this way, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, and for those who haven't heard it, it's very sad. It is a
Yeah.
weighty, depressing metalcore ballad type vibe.
It's pretty much my cup of tea. All my stuff's pretty sad. I like sad music, emo core to the death, dude.
Yeah, preach.
But I felt like I wanted to bring kind of like a prodigal son type story to it. And I really just connected to it. And I remember before I started recording it, I was just sitting there crying. And it felt like a special song. And I've lost a lot of friends to suicide in my life, unfortunately. And it was almost like I was getting a chance to kind of voice out some of that like frustration or anger that I had towards the act itself. But also kind of feed the emotion into someone that might be struggling with it currently to try and help them not make that fatal decision, you know.
Yeah, and it was interesting the timing of it all too, because I wrote the song coming from a place of like a crippling depression last year, which was like bordering on nihilism, and life just felt super meaningless. And writing that song pulled me out of that, and that was a way I managed to just kind of cope and work through what I was going through. And then, as a twist of fate would have it, like 4 days before Pendulum came out, one of my biggest fans and supporters of music, his name's Brian Shockley, his mom wrote me and was just like, "Hey, you knew Brian, right?" And I knew immediately what that meant. So going into the drop of the first song, it was like, oh, cool, like someone I really loved and cared about took their own life. And then leading up to Wanderer, we decided to dedicate the song to him. So yeah, it's just like there's a real weight around the track. I'm grateful it's out there. I've had a lot of really real and profound conversations with people that the songs managed to reach. And I mean, what more could you ask for when you write a song from that kind of place and put it out into the world?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how metal as a genre is like can span so many different like emotional states, right?
Big time.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the I feel like a lot of really sort of serious, heartfelt music, especially as of late, is coming from like the metalcore, the metal sort of genre because of, like they've left space for people to be able to do that, right? But it hasn't shifted into the clubs or the whatever it is type of a deal, right?
It
Trevor,
might
when oh, go
be
ahead.
it might be because we're not making music for radio.
Right,
It's not
that's
Yeah.
being
true.
played.
Which is
That's true.
ironic because the metal community thinks that metalcore is writing music for radio.
No,
Right.
like nobody's gonna play it. So
That's true.
we're making music because we want to make it. And with that being said, it's kind of like free range to talk about what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
always tell people who don't really know metal, or at least metalcore specifically, I just tell them that metalcore is just grown men crying. And half the time that's what it is, and that's why I like
Yeah,
it
it's
so
true.
much. It's like it goes to that place where it's super aggressive and intense, but there's often that emotional release that happens after the tension in those moments. And it's just like the duality of man in a genre. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not fake, right? I mean, like I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of pop music and stuff is like this fantasy of how people want things to be,
Yeah.
but a lot of times metal is music about how things are, right?
Oof. Bass.
Wow, dude.
Dude.
Oh, sorry,
Tim,
Wait,
go
my
off.
bad. Dude. Sorry about that. That's the therapist in me, right?
Clips social.
I think
Yeah.
he blacked out. I've never heard him talk like that.
That is
Oh,
profound.
what
I love it.
happened? No. What happened? Are we no? Um,
It's true,
I was
man.
gonna ask you, Trevor, about when because the song is such a personal thing to receive from Quinn. And then you kind of add your own personal touch. Is there like a feeling of like, is there like an anxious feeling when you send it back to him and you're just like, hey, this is what I came up with the collaboration? Or does it, I mean, because I would just think, oh man, okay, I added my own little, what if I send it back and he hates it? You know, I don't know. That's just where just where my brain goes.
Yeah, here's the song of me bearing my soul. Your turn.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Exactly.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
I tend to not care, and I get requests like, "Hey, this is a little too like spiritual or this or that." So we had to go through a few like iterations before we landed on, "Hey, this captured the emotion that the song's going for." But again, I probably should care a little bit more, but I didn't. I started my career in podcasting and telling other people's stories, and so now I'm like, I I'm not playing the game anymore, you know?
Right.
So the answer is no, but if they care, then obviously like I'm down to keep going. So it wasn't like here's the what's on the song is not the first like render I sent. The cadence was very similar, but the lyrics were
It's like a baby tweak or two.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like just an overhaul of the whole friggin' song. He had to change his
Yeah.
verses, and I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Just delete his whole part.
Just ask Tim Lambesis what he would do.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the fun of collaborating, though. Like, when I put a song out or I write a song, how that song speaks to me is going to be very different than how it speaks to someone else. And the beauty about music is that a song that was intended to mean one thing could mean 10 things to 10 other people. So when you ship a song off for someone else to work on it, you don't want to inhibit their ability to feel seen and heard by that song as well. So it's this delicate dance you do of, this is what this song means to me. You might feel it means something different to you. And how do we meet in the middle to kind of bridge our worlds while keeping that core theme intact? And that's just the fun of songwriting.
No, that makes a lot of sense. It's like you get to add your own subjectivity to it, right?
Totally.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. I've always wondered that about collaborations, or like, if you have Andy and I have made raps together before, just so you
come
know.
on.
Dude, I was thinking about that.
So
actually.
whatever you wanted to talk about, just shelf that. Let's full send into this. I need.
I have
no.
questions.
Actually, Andy does have some raps out there that are like, I show people that I'm not involved in, but I show everybody, dude. I show everybody. It's funny, but
You probably don't want to hear it. It's
I can imagine that our collaboration is probably much different. It's more along the lines of like Andy telling me, Tim, you're doing this wrong, and then I'm just like, okay, you just have to tell me exactly what to do.
But like over a beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most of the raps are actually just verbal abuse towards me, and I'm fine with that. Actually, it's okay.
Sick.
I like where this is going.
I think the one that everybody always shows people is about wanting to be a cat. So
I like where this is going.
Tell me
No,
everything.
Andy, it's not. It's condiments. It's condiments.
Oh, condiments, maybe but
That's the one I
but-
show everybody. Is
You have a
condiments.
cat rap and a condiments rap?
Yeah,
Brother, I'm
equal-
going to spit a
sorry.
beat, and you're going to go in right now.
Sorry, I brought that up.
Maybe
Andy.
the follow-up track can be a cat named Condiments.
Oh shit! What about a cat named Ketchup or something like that?
You see, I liked where I was
Ketchup.
going, but I can deal with that.
Ketchup. Oh.
Ketchup.
K-A-T, yeah, K-A-T, ketchup.
We've peaked.
We've peaked.
what I think's interesting about it, not to get serious again.
What about cat rap?
We're rarely serious, but Tim is a
Point.
Tim.
Good
Tim is
point.
a therapist, so
It's a good
Sure.
point too.
he probably has a lot of these conversations where he has to. I think he
Talk
does
about
therapy
cats.
on me. We talk about this a lot, but when I'm
Yeah.
not expecting it, like ninja therapy.
I do. It's unethical, but I don't care.
I mean, other than him asking for my insurance at the end, I don't know about it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what's your
Good
group
question.
number again? I
Yeah.
gotta write that down.
I respect
even-
the grind.
Even I think it's a form of therapy because I've done enough, not any good necessarily, but enough like collaborating musically that it does. Even if it's a stupid cat rap, it's like, for one, you're with your friends
Yeah.
and you're being creative. It's an outlet.
Yep.
Something to take your mind off. I can only imagine if you're working on a song that's like got that kind of weight to it.
Yeah.
That in itself's got to be a pretty good form of therapy, doesn't it?
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, writing this EP is pretty much how I survived A, not quitting music, and then B, just like being in rock bottom most of last year. Leading into it, it was like I had this huge just crisis of identity and everything. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to do music again. I'm so sick of always feeling like I'm putting everything into this and then nothing's coming of it. And then I just did the one thing I knew how to do, which was sit down and take it out on the page and sing and scream my guts out till I felt better about it. And honestly, like that's been the biggest form of therapy for me most of my life, and being able to work through my emotions is just music.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it
Well-
lends to like there's a specific like processing but progressing, right? Type of a deal. Like
right.
instead of just like, because we all like have this capability that we could just sit in our misery, right? Which horrible stuff happens to people, right? And so like there's
Yeah.
certainly no judgment when people do that. It's horrible things happen to people, but I think that the healthy, that's what I do. I like the idea of it, of like I'm using this to work towards something, to make progress on something. And I feel like it really helps your brain to be able to process what you're going through, to be able to sit down and like just write down what the meaning is of it, right? Like, how do I say out loud what the meaning of what I'm going through is? So
Yeah.
I can really appreciate that about the way that you guys are like, that you've, the way that you are, the perspective that you take on it, dude. My brain, sorry, um, the perspective that you guys take on it, right? Because I think that's something that's also kind of lost on people that don't listen to metal too, is that, that they, like, I don't know, not to hate on like Taylor Swift or anything.
Oh, please. I got
No,
roasted on threads about that recently, so you're good.
listen, I'm just saying that like, a lot of times, music that is made for the masses, it doesn't hit that, it doesn't strike that specific little chord that's going to help you feel better in a weird way sometimes,
I also feel sometimes that when there is this commercialized mass appeal style of music or song, whatever you want to call it, sometimes it feels like it's trying to do that, but it's kind of pandery. It's like performative in a way that feels not necessarily authentic, and that can rub me the wrong way too. It's like, here's a sad song for the sake of writing a sad song verse. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that maybe that person didn't do the same thing I did and it just
Right.
came out with a commercial sound, but I find
Yeah.
a lot of that bigger, more accessible music feels like it lacks depth, even though it's trying to cultivate depth.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, metal a lot of the time is like, take it or leave it. This is how I feel, and you're like, dang.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there was one song Logic put out. It was the 1-800 song that really just took off and became its own anomaly. When I heard that, I was like, I don't think that I've heard a song within the last decade that went as berserk as that song did, that actually had meaning and heart behind it. Like the fact that that made it to the, like, having the big moment at the Grammys and all of the award shows that year and put him on a whole different level. Um, it really encouraged me. And that was before I was doing music myself. And I just couldn't stop listening to the song. Um, like Quinn, like I went through a crisis of identity and realizing that I had done everything that I could literally do on my own without doing this. And it always felt like something was missing. I genuinely didn't know that doing music was an option. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in an artistic home. Um, so it was never like nurtured or anything like that. So at 26 at the time, I'd just come out of that really dark season and had the idea to make a band or make a song. It started out, and then HTH was born out of that like shitty time in my life that I didn't know that I wanted to make it out of. And the healing process through that became this project, and it I've been through all the therapy. I've been and am on antidepressants. Um, music has done so much good in my life, and I hope that everybody could find that outlet, whether it be music, helping other people, whatever that may be. Once you find that thing that you're like, okay, I think I was like actually born to do this, everything else in life starts to make sense, including the dark times that you went through.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like your mid-20s, that's what they're for. Right? I feel like,
Yeah, straight up.
it's like, because like your brain stops developing at like 25 or whatever it is anyways, right? And so you're kind of like really becoming the type of person that you are. So it's interesting to hear everybody's like unique experience of like this identity thing, right? And I'm always appreciative of like artistic people and the way that their perspective of it, right? Because a lot of times guys like you are like the voice that like that are helping your generation, whatever you try to make that like metamorphosis, I guess. And so I can really appreciate that. So
Yeah, and like I was just saying to my wife recently, after Wanderer came out, like of course when you're trying to build a band, there are certain things that start to occupy your attention, and that's going to be like followers and streams or currency in today's market.
Mhm.
And that's what that is. But yeah, I know. But there comes that point where
Sure, yeah.
it's like, yeah, you can
Sure.
get sucked into that, but then you'll have someone like I've had a couple people just send me a DM of how the song has like really touched them and helped them. And I can just weep in those moments because that's really what this is all about. Like I wrote a thing that was very difficult for me to write, let alone put out into the world, and someone came across that and it helped them.
Mm.
And that to me is the healing power of music, and not being afraid to say the difficult things. Like I had an interview earlier this week and the guy asked, "Hey, is there ever a line that you wouldn't want to cross about how personal you get in your art?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not, because if I did that, I'd be hindering my own healing process. But then I also might take away the opportunity for someone else to heal if they came across that." And like that to me is way more important than just, "Oh, dude, song has 100,000 streams to the top, baby." It's like, no,
Right.
man, like we're really here to just like share what we do and hopefully make the world better by bringing some light into how dark things can feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think I had one of the hardest parts in my experience so far of being an artist a few nights ago when I played an upcoming HTH song for my mom, and it's so dark. Like it's about my experience, and I was like, I just kind of lightfully segue to, oh yeah, here's some new stuff, and then it's and just seeing her go from "heh" to
Hey, Mom,
Honey, are you okay?
here's how I really feel about my existence, Mom. Thanks for raising me. Anyway.
and it's like I'm in my best place now, but
Yeah.
But you are also because you wrote that.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
and
the thing.
being able to write about having panic disorder and having to choose between, do I want to feel disassociated from an antidepressant, or do I want to be like having a panic attack for the next few hours?
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to make that choice of feeling kind of out of body and with no soul, and almost like you're trapped in your brain, or do you just want to be anxious and go through that whole process? And it's a sucky feeling, but like Quinn said, writing that was so healing for me, because a lot of people will write about one or the other, and through that process I learned that there's fight or flight, but then it's almost like there's a 4-panel graph. You got fight or flight, which is what everyone refers to, and then you have fawn or freeze. I've never related with fight or flight because I'm not trying to scrap or punch a hole in the wall when I'm being anxious. I'm just going to curl up in a ball and shut up. I didn't Everything's referred to as fight or flight, and it's like there's freeze or fawn. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't sound hard to say that, but it's like, yeah, that's where I would sit. And being able to write something like that into music from day one, I'm like, I don't have a limit on what I'm going to write about, but I'm not going to put things out that I haven't found a reason to move forward from, because I don't want to give somebody something without being able to give them a little bit of hope, like even if it's just in interviews. I For that song in particular, it's literally like, do I want to be anxious and feel like a train wreck, or do I want to unfortunately be a little disassociated, and sometimes a lot dissociated? And I can see why people get hooked on things like that,
Mm.
because it's like it's that double-edged sword. It's like, hey, it's going to fix this, but it's going to cause this as well. And you hear songs, mainly like Billie Eilish. She's been very vulnerable in her lyrics, but um, there's not much depth other than, oh, I had a and not for Billy, but in metal, in my opinion, like today's current day and age, people don't want to step on toes and they're like walking on eggshells. And it's like, oh, I had a bad day. I'm struggling with my mental health. Um, the deepest you're gonna get is like maybe a line talking about depression. What are real people struggling with? We're all real people. Once you start to get that like theater and arena money, you kind of forget what everyone else is going through. Like, oh, we're in a recession. Let's like, I'm not talking about that because it's just not my MO, but where are the songs about that? Don't allow yourself to get bigger than your fan base because then everything just doesn't hit. Nobody wants to hear about your Rolls Royce, you know?
Yeah, you
Except
can
for
just
me.
listen to rap music for that if that's your
Yeah.
vibe.
I would prefer a Rolls Royce to have, but mostly
Valid.
just to sell.
I would
probably. I don't-
appreciate someone to give me one to where I could sell it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Yeah, and then I'd probably have to like buy a truck or something. I don't know. You know, we're in Idaho, right? But
Yeah. Oh no,
I
extra
could
cash in a
maybe-
practical vehicle. How dare I?
Yeah, dude.
I appreciate the fact that there's people like you that are courageous enough to experience like the difficulty, but also be like good stewards and I guess carry the torch, you know, and push through that and then put it out there. It takes an amount of courage to, you know, I
When
guess
you
wear it all on your sleeve and then put it out to the world. So you're doing not only good stuff for yourself, sounds like, but obviously all of us, people that are consuming it. So
for sure.
When
I
you've
appreciate the
had-
fact that there's people like you guys that exist
when
that
you
have the courage to do
lost
it.
people to suicide, everything courageous is just out of kind of what you would want to tell them.
Yeah, and it's also like a necessity too. Like for me, suicide isn't a common one I've come across, but I mean, my whole background is like depression and addiction. So like
For sure.
sex, drugs, rock and roll. That was my life
Yeah.
for years. And the amount of friends that I know who've overdosed is just like obscene. And a lot of my pain and how I bring that into music to try and have these uplifting, I guess, like undertones to things that are very dark in general. It comes from that place of the loss of what could have been and how that's really hard and it just weighs on you. Like before I found out that my friend Brian took his own life, 2 weeks before that, I was at a funeral for a friend who overdosed. And it's just like, I'm sitting on a couch with my wife, just like, why is it just so much grief all the time? And like, it's not easy. And carrying that isn't like, there's no 12 easy steps to carry the weight of all your dead friends, but writing songs that stare into the face of that and help me make sense of it, or at least become at peace with it as best as I can be. I think that's really important. And like the next song coming out for me, there's nothing, like there's no real hope to it. It's just a song about death, and it's just staring our finitude and mortality in the face, and me just like screaming into the void. It's like, you're gonna die. Like that's just a reality. That's a fact. And
It's the only guarantee you have when you're born. It's like, hey,
yeah,
dude,
like
one day you're not going to be breathing. It's
yeah, like
all right.
that's just a fact. And yeah, like sure, people might think, oh man, you write really depressing music all the time, and it's like, yeah, well, hey man, like it seems like life doesn't really stop throwing punches my way, and I have to take all of that and put it somewhere, otherwise it's just gonna burn a hole in my chest.
Dude, I had some heartburn last night. I was like staring death in the face. I'm like, I was lying in bed thinking, am I dying?
Is this the end?
Andy is going through a real phase right now with hot dogs. He is just like the glizzies, man. He is just like the glizzy king.
He's glizzed up, dude.
He's glizzed up, bro.
Nice.
We had a glizzy party like in the middle of the summer, and
wait, you're so into it, you threw a party.
Yeah, dude, it was
You're
awesome.
Like, hot dogs are dope, but what if it was a hot dog party?
Oh, bro.
Yes.
And
we called
took
it the glizzy overload party.
The glizzy overload party, yeah.
That's
I forgot about that detail. And and we took a picture of
Glizzy Overload featuring Big Unit. Let's go.
Yeah,
Big unit, dude.
Glizzy Overload's going to be my premiere album.
I like it.
I like it.
But we took a Scarface style picture with all the glizzies, dude. So it was like, dude, we had like a mountain of hot dogs, and of course we're in Idaho, so we had to we have hunting rifles and guns and stuff around, and so they were like bullets and guns and just hot dogs everywhere, dude. It was like, it was the most incredible
What
thing.
if Scarface was a dealer of fine meats?
Dude,
run it.
They used to call me the dealer of fine meats, bro. Just kidding.
Fine Meats, yeah, it was Tim's nickname.
That was my nickname. Fine Meats was my nickname. Yeah.
But
really
you actually
horrible.
touched on something I wanted to ask you about, so
Sure.
that's perfect. That's perfect because I can't say
On fine meats, we touched on fine meats.
Like,
now you
where do
wanna
we
ask me about
segue
it?
from here, dude?
Yeah,
Oscar Mayer ballpark Franks.
yeah.
No, I segue really horribly, but you kind of did it for
I
me
love it.
because first of all, you said you recorded an EP, but then you said you had the next track. So my question was going to be, I guess, the rollout, because it sounds like you have some more tracks possibly ready.
Yes, sir.
What's that going to look like? Or is that
Yeah.
is that a hot button topic? I don't know.
No, you're good. Yeah. The debut EP, it's 4 tracks with an intro.
Sweet.
Pendulum is out. Wanderer is out. The next single is going to be out in November, and then the EP will
Sweet.
drop with the title track in January-ish.
Let's go.
Yeah, I wish that the songs got happier. They don't. They actually get more depressing as you listen to the rest of the EP.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the next song is all about death, and then the last song is pretty much where I talk about, if this doesn't work, I'm quitting music forever. And yeah, so it's like, it was kind of it. I went into this project, it's like, I could quit music and walk away from all of this. And I don't think I'd ever stop writing music, but more so walking away from the pursuit of trying to make it a career. You hit your mid-30s and it's like, bro, I've been doing this since I'm 15 or 16. Like, I don't know how many more times I can start a band and watch it collapse and just be okay with that. Yeah. So
That's one of the reasons I wanted to help with Pariah. It literally is like, you're such a better musician than I am. And I'm literally like, yeah, it doesn't seem like an option for you. I think it's a necessity. So
yeah,
let's
right.
just figure out how to do this.
Totally. Yeah.
Trevor's like, dude, you're running out of options. Honestly, like,
yeah. Trevor's like,
this,
actually, this is your option, so we're gonna hedge this bet for sure.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing.
honestly,
too.
you have no other skill sets. Like, you have to do this.
I
Bro,
need
you're in
like
too
that.
deep, and time is running out. So we gotta double down.
You couldn't even be a cashier, dude. Like, you were.
Yeah. Where are the strings on these buttons?
He's too handsome.
Yeah, way too handsome to be a cashier. Yeah,
That's really why I did the collab. I was like,
Maybe
wait.
actually I would make a great cashier for that reason.
that's probably true.
Like, sales are up, dude. Why? Quinn in produce, bro. He's killing it.
Yeah,
We're wearing an apron with no shirt on.
yeah, Quinn was stocking the cucumbers, and our sales went up by 1,000%. So we're just gonna...
He has this thing. He doesn't wear any pants. His cheeks are just out on the green apron.
If my wife is listening to this, I'm so sorry. But I'm
business
not.
is booming.
No,
I'm not.
She agrees.
Yeah,
she agrees.
she's like, just make sure we get the check in the mail and we're good.
It's a fair point.
Whatever you got to do, babe.
The
She's like, I don't know.
0.01 cent you get from every stream.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. But this
That'll
time
buy
it's
produce, maybe.
cucumber sales, though.
Dude,
Yeah.
cucumber sales would be a cool album title.
Yeah,
That's like
100%.
Yeah, that's like an Andy rap. That's
It's like a 3 out of 10.
Cucumbers and glizzies.
I like all
cucumbers
those.
are Earth's glizzies. Checkmate.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Wow!
Thank you.
God
Dang.
Yeah.
Thought about
Don't worry,
that.
boys. I'm here all week. Not running out of lyrics any day soon.
Cucumbers are Earth's glizzies. Oh, wow.
It's the most profound thing I've said all week. It's so
Dude,
dumb.
I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think about that.
We have peaked. That is the soundbite.
So, anyways, this is we finally hit Sultans of Slack level of quality when it came to our podcast, right there.
Yeah. And then, sorry to put a bow on that, I'm gonna try and put a song out after the EP every 5-ish weeks forever, and we'll see how that goes.
That'd be awesome.
That's kind of the pace the industry wants these days. Some people say every 2 to 3 weeks, but then you have to remind yourself that you're not a DJ, so it's like, writing music as a band takes a bit more than cranking a tune out every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation quite a bit about how that, I guess, that's changed in the industry, and how it's single driven instead of.
It's hard being a metalcore artist because
and a fan of albums.
Yeah, metalcore is an album-based genre.
Yeah.
They want albums, and it's like, yeah, we'll do an album, but there's probably going to be 6 singles and the focus track, so a total of 7. And then for the few months after, you're getting lyric videos and music videos and running them as singles after that. You're milking this out. Yeah, making music's expensive, and you kind of have to, or you're missing an opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't have like Quinn's a lot more organized than I am on every front. Like, I'm just not that guy. And I'm like, I want to be unpredictable on the fact that you get an EP, maybe you get an album next, then a 2-song beater, another EP, then LP2 or something like that. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're not putting consistent singles out, the crappy algorithms aren't going to take care of you. And mainly Spotify. That's the big behemoth of streaming. And if you're not feeding it a single every 5 weeks, they're going to tank your numbers.
Yeah. Not only that too, but for bands, I think, who struggle largely on trying to remain active on social media, most bands do okay when it comes time to releasing a song, either leading up to it or maybe posting for a little bit after the song is out. But where most artists struggle is, how do I maintain relevance and momentum online when I don't have a song out?
Yeah.
The solution, have more songs out.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is easier said than done.
If we wouldn't have played so many shows this year, our socials would have been garbage.
Yeah, actually performing is another great way to just have stuff to be talking about.
It keeps it it keeps it active, and obviously from a marketing perspective, I don't wear the same thing on a tour twice. Different shirts, different jackets, pants. My suitcase is a monstrosity, but it's because from day one, I'm like, okay, we're taking a content person out. I'm not going to pay myself out of the little peanuts that we get.
Right.
I'm going to take a content person out. And I know people don't want to hear this, but if you're playing shows and not having at least your camera leaned up on something to get some sort of footage, let's say you're playing for 200 people a night, and you could turn that into 10,000 across 5 reels in today's algorithm, because it's probably not going to blow your numbers up, right? So be realistic. So 200 or 10,000, take your pick. First impression, what do you want them to see? Blah, blah, blah. So from day one, for any artist, it's have cameras on. Do that.
Yeah, dude. So many bands are like, I don't know what to post. And I'm like, did you have a rehearsal this week? Yeah. Did you do something else this week about your band? Yeah, actually. It's cool. Just film a 15-second clip. Do something. Right?
Dude, from a podcast perspective, I'm like, shit, I wear the same hat in every fucking one.
I struggle with that when I make content. So I have one shirt and I have it in about 5 colors because I'm that kind of guy. I'm borderline autistic, and I just don't want to have to decide what I wear when I wake up in the morning. I just grab the different color of the same shirt. So all of my content, I look the exact same all the time.
I wore this in our Ruin music video, and then I was doing a guest spot with a friend that night, and then wore it on stage, and the content from it came out within a week, and I was like, oh, okay. So when we started touring, it's just different outfits every day.
Dude, I have to tell you a therapy story.
Please.
I was at a golf tournament one time, and I took a picture with like some senator or something that was like putting the tournament on. I don't remember who he was, but
Weird flex. Okay.
yeah, I don't like to
Republican or
brag.
Democrat? Let's start there.
Oh, well, hey, listen,
Whoa.
buddy. Hold on.
Pump the brakes.
It ain't that kind of podcast, my guy. You know?
He just
Yeah,
pulls
we
out,
got him. Drive around. We got him.
Yeah.
he just pulls out a red hat that says Kamala Harris in white. It's like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Let me
Sorry,
take my
back to your
shirt off
story.
before we start talking like that. No, but and so I shake the hand and take the picture with this guy or whatever, but it's like me and my dad and like another couple therapists or whatever that I work with. And so they like I'm wearing this really specific like golf looking shirt or whatever. The first person I ever did therapy with in my life. Oh, sorry. It's too hot.
I don't know what's going on with it.
That
It
was the
fits.
first thing I noticed about you is you were very hot.
Thank you. Thanks for that, Trevor.
You're welcome.
The big unit.
That was also his nickname in high school. Just hot.
Very hot.
Just but the first person I did therapy with, I sit down in one of my friend's offices, and I'm nervous because this is my first session or whatever. And I look over, and there's that picture of me, and I'm wearing the same shirt as I'm doing therapy. So it's just like, so in my mind, I'm like, oh no, this person thinks I only own one shirt, right? Because this.
Now, this person thinks you're a big deal. You just shook hands with a senator. They're like, I want to work with this guy.
So then that happens. I'm all embarrassed about it. I'm telling everybody about it, and then they end up on, and then somebody ends up in that treatment center, ends up on that show, like the Intervention 911 show, TV show. And they're interviewing that person in that office, and there's that picture of me with the shirt on. And I'm like, bro, I can't escape this. I can't. Now everybody knows that I just have this one. So I had to throw the shirt away. So because I just can't be seen in that shirt anymore. You know what I mean?
You just can't have that happen again. Yeah.
Can't have that happen
Double
again,
down
man.
on it, buy 3 more of the same shirt, and just go to town.
Just own
That's
it.
what I should do. Yeah, it's just like, it's my blue shirt. You know, it wasn't this shirt, by the way. But
I was going to say, wait, is that the same shirt? Holy
it's my blue
smokes.
striped shirt. Yeah, it's pretty. So I can understand the whole not wanting to wear the same thing, because that thing curses me. I will never put
I
it
don't
on
know what
again.
that feels like. I'm a one outfit kind of man. I've embraced my fate.
Like a
That's
ninja.
what I want to do. Like, respectfully, I would love to just
Dude,
Mark Zuckerberg the crap
I don't know
out
how you guys do it. Like you open your closet in the morning, and then you have shirts that fit differently. Like I'm screaming into a pillow over that. I can't handle it. I collapse. I freak out. I can't do it.
Oh,
Today
you
is
are autistic then.
It's a
for
not
sure.
Probably.
day.
Yeah, I have one pair of jeans,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I just have multiple shirts of the same fit, and that's
What
just.
other weird stuff do you do?
Play Warhammer.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, definitely autistic. Guy paints miniatures, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's in the DSM. That's one of the things that we ask. We're like, do you play Warhammer?
Do you have at least 3 brushes and a set of miniature paints? Yeah. Yeah, this guy's a code 5, dude.
100%.
That is crazy.
What's your
Well,
what's your
I have
Tylenol usage like?
non-existent,
Yeah.
actually. None, because there was too much at birth. So
Oh, I see. Yeah, there you go. Things are adding up. I'm
Thanks,
just saying,
Mom.
things are
Yeah.
adding up. Yeah, thanks, Mom. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, my thing said that I don't know. It said my browser storage was full, so there might
That's
just be
really
a picture of me for the end of this. I don't know.
That's really cool.
I don't even know what that means.
it just
I did-
the interview just ends. Oh, you paint Warhammer? Definitely autistic.
Yeah.
Roll the music.
Yeah.
That would
And-
be insane.
I don't have any cool hobbies like Warhammer.
Yeah, dude. Magic
what-
the Gathering. Take your pick.
I-
I play them all.
I have no
Dungeons and Dragons tonight, dude. I can't be
I'm
late.
gonna be honest. I just I'm dead serious. I just listen to metalcore all day.
That's your hobby. And
That
your
is
life.
hobby.
I'm like,
You're method acting all the time.
I'm looking for a pale princess to marry.
This is the soundbite. We're gonna put that on your profile.
That's good. I'm
Yeah.
really happy about it. Hand tats are a plus in my book.
Noted.
Is what it is.
Are you
Hand
trying to
tats.
say something, Trevor?
Whoa, hey.
Well,
Do we need to jump off the call and just leave you two on
Yeah,
here?
do you guys need a room for a sec?
Yeah.
Oh, and no, me and Quinn have all the time in the world. I FaceTime him like 3 times a day.
That's true. I'm trying to work, and Trevor just calls me like, "Sup?" And I'm like, just at work. What's going on?
It's like, bro, I'm like going to the bathroom.
Dude,
It drives me nuts that Andy will answer his phone when I call him and he's going to the bathroom. This might be too personal, sorry, but I'll be like, "What are you doing?"
He's like,
peeing,
peeing, dude. Obviously.
And we're just like, "Well, don't answer the phone. Just call me back, dude. Like, what are we doing?" Freaking weirdo. Jeez.
I got time for that, dude.
You write your best songs on the toilet.
Valid.
Dude, we come up with some pretty good podcast ideas on the toilet, or
I do.
or if it's Bigfoot related. We do a lot of Bigfoot related stuff too. So,
That's really cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay, I have to because you brought up Bigfoot. Here we go. Check
Dude,
this
everybody
out.
loves Bigfoot. I swear.
Someone told me
Yeah.
this, and I've never been able to unhear it, and it just kills me. So apparently, there is a group of very hardcore fundamentalist Christians who believe that Bigfoot is Cain because have you heard this theory?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sick.
Yeah.
You're the only two I have brought this up with who know it. So clearly you're all up on Bigfoot.
That's
For the
why
listeners
Bigfoot
at home,
freaks me out.
basically it's like, Cain kills Abel and then God sentences him to walk the earth forever
Dude,
with the
I'm
mark of
getting
Cain,
Getting the
and he
chills.
can't come into contact with people. So some people have now thought that Bigfoot must be Cain because we can never catch Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude.
Dude,
so
it freaks me
we're-
out to think there's
Trevor's
only one.
face is like, what?
No, I'm gonna be honest. In my head right now, I'm like, how can I tie Lizzo into this?
Trevor's
That
like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest about Bigfoot real quick.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you guys
uh,
leave my boy Cain alone, dude. He's already struggling enough.
I'm like, how could we tie Lizzo into this? That South Park episode was golden.
Speaking of
Well-
Warhammer,
I dude, your segues are great.
Speaking of Andy, speaking of Warhammer, tell me about when you guys are going on tour again.
Yeah, yo, are you like
segue?
you like a Necron Space Marine guy? What's your faction, bro? Like, let's talk.
Bro, if you ain't,
You
if
come
you ain't
into the
running Space
function.
Marines, though, you know what I mean?
Huh?
That's cool.
I said, if you ain't running Space Marines, what are you doing? You
Oh,
know,
tough.
tough.
I
tough
didn't even know
take.
that.
I don't know if
that's
Big Unit and I can recover from this, but
Listen,
We'll be-
dude, what I'm actually really interested in, and Andy and I had a conversation a while ago about, because neither of us have ever done D&D, about filming an episode of, but it's our first
What is that?
D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons, dude.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
would
I'ma
be like
hang
our
up.
first
No, I'm kidding.
our first D&D. Like we wanted to film an episode of just like us two, essentially kind of screwing it up the whole time. But we'd have to. I know that we'd have to find like a really good DM to be able to handle.
Well,
it.
I'm a DM, so
Oh, you are? Oh,
Yep.
Well, maybe that's
I'm playing in this party right now, but
Mhm.
traditionally I've been the forever DM.
Oh, well,
yeah.
maybe we need to collab with you on that then,
Bro,
Um,
I would absolutely run a one shot and just take you guys through the ringer. You say the
Oh.
word.
Oh,
Dude,
I'm
that'd
all
be
over it.
awesome.
oh,
That'd be
hell.
awesome.
So back to the Warhammer segue, please.
Oh, I'm not
Speaking
sure.
of Warhammer,
That's
you
just
guys
what
ever
my
had a
girl...
glizzy?
No, that's just what my girlfriend calls me, but she's never looking at my eyes.
Warhammer.
What?
That's the
That
coolest
is
thing.
crazy.
What in the world?
She's wild.
Speaking of Warhammer, do you know what my girlfriend calls me? Like, what?
the
Oh,
Warhammer.
why would she ever call you that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
could
my
you
gosh.
spell it out for me,
I was
please?
hoping
Yeah.
you guys could help me out because
We need an explanation. Yeah. Probably not.
I'm like, babe, my eyes are up here.
Yeah.
She's looking at your breasts and she's
Yeah.
like,
Those,
Warhammer.
those are
Hey,
the
did we-
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love how
Oh,
this podcast just totally devolved into 4 guys being dudes.
no, dude.
Sick. With some
People are
music
gonna listen to
undertones.
this,
It is in our
and
name, the Sultans of Slack. It's kind of an issue. I met Alex Terrible, at Louder Than Life.
Louder Than Life.
And you just spoke about Warhammer for most of it?
Actually, I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, how are you?" I'd never met him before, and then I was
Daddy.
like,
Hey,
I was like, "Hey, how are you? Do you like to be? Would you care to be the little spoon?" And he's like, "I don't know what this means." You know how he's Russian. And then I was like, so then I
Ukrainian.
showed him. I said, "This is what the little spoon is," because I'm also.
A chart.
I physically showed him with my body, but I have to preface it. I have to tell you that I'm like 6'6". I'm like 6'6", right? So I'm like
Whoa.
I'm like a bigger dude, and
Yeah.
so
Big unit, yeah.
big unit, dude. And so I then wrapped Alex Terrible's arms around me, as me being the little spoon, and I said, "Are you comfortable being the little spoon?" And then he started to choke me. So it was.
So that's where it really picked up.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
things got fun after that. And he climbed up on my shoulders. He tried to like climb up on my shoulders or something like that. And we became instant friends. But also he's got videos of like fist fighting a bear on
Yeah.
YouTube and stuff, and so I didn't want to get involved too much, But
He's
yeah,
like, you remind me of little bear I beat up.
he's like, I beat a bear like you one time. He's got like the
Slaughter
contact
to
in.
Prevail has had like the craziest come up.
Oh
and
yeah.
they're gonna tour heavily through the next year and then take a year off. And I'm like, a lot of bands have done that and not been able to come back from it
Yeah.
because all the steam they built. But I feel like
they're just immortal at this point.
I do too. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to deathcore like that, like I've never been like, oh, I've got to listen to this band. I will say, like, the rise of Knocked Loose, Slaughter Prevail, Kubla Khan has made me a lot more open to the more like heavy, less melodic
Dude,
style. of
Kublai
music.
Khan is goated. They're my gym music. I'm hitting a PR every time. It's just like just
literally
like, yes. So good.
Counterparts, their latest EP goes so hard.
Incredible.
And I'm like,
band.
what is this? And I was at Furnace Fest a few weeks ago and they played, and I was just like, he was such a nice guy, number one, but number two, he just goes up there, starts vaping and hitting all these like he put on a show without bouncing around. And I've always been like, oh, I've got to like bounce around and do things. And just seeing him command the crowd without doing much like performing, he was just being himself.
He's just big aura.
Yeah.
Big aura.
Yeah.
You would never know.
Big
You
aura.
would never
dude.
know. Like
The
he
big
kind of
aura.
hunches over, vapes, like very chill dude, doesn't dress like a rock star, and does that good of a show. And there's a rise of bands like that because people are tired of the, like, if they want to watch Saturday Night Live, they're going to go watch that, right?
Mhm.
They want to see real people make real music. So that's why I call it blue collar core, where
Ooh, I like
you've got
that.
like Kublai Khan coming out and they just ripped.
They're
Number
just
one.
the working man's beatdown. It's so good.
And they don't use in-ears or click or anything. They're just doing it. And I said that to some of the guys from Heart Support who are also in a band called Mortality, which are great.
Brutality.
They're like, we
That's a cool
don't
band name.
use tracks like or anything like that either. And I'm like,
Wow.
I have to have like my master vocals from the recording at like 20% in my ear in case I get lost. And y'all are real musicians.
I love that.
Yeah, like
but-
I need to be able to hear myself if I get off
I
because
didn't know
Yeah.
that was an option.
I
would
didn't
need
either.
that.
I
I would
thought I
need that.
created it. Like I had
Yeah.
never performed before this or a full set. Like I'd never done music. I'd just done guest spots and stuff until like the last week of January of this year. So I kind of had, and the first show was on tour. We didn't get to do like, hey, we're going to practice this, that, and the other. We had 2 in-person practices thrown to the wolves. I was like, can we put the master in my ear? And he's like, I think I could do that. I was like, I need you to know you can do that. So Evan figured it out. And
Dude, when I
that's
used to
what I
tour
have.
with my prog metal band, I would have the studio guitars in my ears, and I would just have no live guitars. I'm like, look, man, the chances of you guys making a mistake high, also I was drumming and singing at the same time, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
there is so much margin for error here. We're not doing it. When I count us in, if you're not in, I won't know. So just be ready. And we just played like a 2-week run like that. It was great. The
That
guitar
is
sounded
crazy.
perfect every night.
People are
That's
like,
crazy.
if you use tracks, you're not a real band. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, okay, Danny Carey from Tool, relax.
I'm not gonna name names, but there are bands known for their instrumentals, like and their drumming abilities, that track their kicks. The
Oh,
kicks
yeah.
that they're playing live are not the real kicks. And hey, I'm not judging at all. I'm
Yeah.
like, I hear it and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of impossible. And people that sit on their high horse about people writing with people. I'm a collaborative creator. I like working with people. Like I'll send songs that we're working on to Quinn and be like, "What would you do with this?" And then he'll have this crazy great
More
idea.
breakdowns.
Yeah,
This
more
part,
breakdowns.
fight riff. This part, kind of cool. Probably throw a fight riff in here.
He's like, this part, definitely a mental breakdown.
Like
Breakdown followed by mental breakdown
Yeah.
I
into
don't-
a breakdown.
I write all of my songs with Mike Felker of Convictions because he just like
He's a beast.
he's a beast, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll be honest, our EP would have sucked if he wasn't there to like, hey, hone this in, dude. Like, don't do that. Like, this is a little too
Mid?
accurate, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very mid. It's like, hey, you can dive deeper here, and you don't learn if you're not collaborating, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
when I
right.
see people on the high horses, like I don't hold anything against them, but I'm like, dog, you know, like you've got an Avenged Sevenfold poster right there, and I'm like, the album Nightmare. I'm just like, I want to rip off that cinematic, like creepy vibe for the rest of my life. I like. They had to have help, right?
Oh, well.
Most good music does. So
It's funny
yeah.
because
you know,
we just had
collaborate.
on our podcast we just had Portnoy, Mike
oh
Portnoy.
shoot,
Oh,
Who-
sheesh.
Yeah, who drummed that whole album, that whole Nightmare album. And he had some really cool insights because he was like tracking what the Rev had done, right? Essentially. And it was kind of cool because the Rev grew up really influenced by him. And he's like, man, when I was drumming that album, he's like, I feel like I'm drumming myself again. Like I'm drumming
That's
like
so
somebody.
sick.
And it was actually like really a cool insight because Andy and I both grew up, big Avenged Sevenfold fans. We used to go see them when they were like in clubs, like,
Wow.
200 people there and that kind of stuff. And so it was actually kind of a cool full circle
You know what your
moment. But
mic sounds like kind of
what?
like that early NASA footage.
Yo, you got that moon landing tone, bro.
One small step for man,
Exactly.
one giant loop for mankind.
that's
is-
the intro. That's the intro.
Incredible.
I got
You're welcome for
We gotta-
content, Andy.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
What I meant to say was thank you.
I will say too, to Trevor's point about like collaboration and songwriting, I feel the same way about working with a producer you trust. They're like the guy in the room who isn't really married to your baby, aka your song.
Oh,
And they're just like, hey man, this is cool, but like I'm just gonna chop its leg off. And you're like, what? And then you go for a break because you're so distraught. But then you come back in, you're like, actually, that's way cooler. I really like that. And there's a lot of trust that goes into that relationship. My prog band from back in the day, Living Machines, we'd never worked with a producer before. And the difference shows from our first to our second to our third record because he just brought the best out in us and he heard what we were trying to do in a way that was outside of ourselves. And that was so powerful. And like having done that so many times, now when I write music, I'm thinking like a songwriter, but I'm also thinking like a producer. And having never done that, I don't think the songs I write would feel like they're as close to the songs I wish I could have written when I was like 15 now. So just like collaborating is so important. And
It's similar to having a podcast with one host versus having a podcast with two hosts. What works for you?
something you may know,
Hmm.
gentlemen.
I
Yeah.
can say wholeheartedly that it's usually better when I'm not here. Just kidding.
not at all.
Little joke.
See, there you go. That's the same feeling. And
Mm.
I enjoyed doing Wanderer so much that I'm like, hey, dude.
Oh
we
yeah, Trevor's like, we should start a band.
we should do like, and not start a band, like
Air
do
quotes,
the,
yeah.
do the collaborative tag thing, and then name the like the whatever the project name.
Kind of like how Invent Animate and Silent Planet just did the Bloom in Heaven EP.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
So
rinse and
sick.
repeat. Let's just, like,
Just become
have
the
fun
big
with it.
Akira baby, just that big amorphous blob of metalcore.
I thought you were about to do a scissor reference, and I was really excited about it.
Nope, just
The
a deep cut anime reference.
Warhammer, bam.
Do the Warhammer project.
Do the Warhammer. Yeah.
Yeah, so like who could be the Space Marines and I could be the Necron, and then together we would.
You know?
Actually, I'll be the Space Marines just based off of my microphone.
There you go. There you go.
And we'll move forward with that.
The AM Space Marines.
I have to say, like, I know we've gotten off the Avenged Sevenfold train just a second ago,
Or
but,
like music
my
and
fault.
bands in general.
but their
I had to roast
album,
Tim's mic. That was my fault.
it's
I know he
so,
was making a good point. I just,
Yeah,
so
asshole.
far away on that record is one of the best rock songs of all time.
Yeah.
I'm like, how I want that energy. Like, I want that emotion. And we changed our set intro, like, before the first song comes in. Lights go out. Johnny Cash's cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt comes on.
That's good.
Because
Yeah, I love
if you
that.
don't hear anything that I say, I hope you can hear what he is saying
Right.
and feel the emotion that he's bringing to the table. So it's like, it's not metalcore. It's kind of a vibe. If you go to YouTube, I've like experienced a lot. If you type in our band name, Heal the Hurt, one of the first things that pops up is that. So I'm like, hey, let's play into that lore a little bit. When they hear it, we have people come to the merch table and they're like, yeah, every time I search for you guys, that comes up. And I was like, yeah, huh.
That's funny.
Like, didn't have anything to do with us picking it. But
Have
yeah,
you
so
seen
far away
Avenged
is one of the best.
live?
I have not.
Oh, dude.
I
I
actually,
went
I have to
I
out
collab.
myself here, gentlemen. I don't listen to them, and they just never really did it for me. But
That's
I
okay.
get why people love them.
Well, it's really interesting.
I was too busy
Um,
learning to paint, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Learning to paint Warhammer figurines.
Yeah,
in
you
your
have to pick
closet.
your battles.
Yeah. No, if you ever get to see So Far Away live, they still play it at pretty much every show. I mean,
They have to. It's one of them.
oh, it's incredible though. But it's funny because that's one of those songs that really like the whole crowd is feeling. You know what I mean? The only other song I feel like I've seen, I mean, well, when we've seen Metallica, it's been like that. There's obviously like Metallica songs that they're like that, but everybody does that. But or like Disturbed with Sound of Silence, right? Is this like this weird like event that everybody's waiting for that specific song to come on to, you know, because it's like a ballady type of, but it's like, oh, we get to do our cell phones, and yeah, that So Far Away live is it's incredible. It's peak. For
I will
sure.
say, I finally got to see Creed live.
Nice.
Oh,
It
no.
was, dude,
Did you
it was
cry?
incredible. It was so good. Like, yeah, Scott Stapp has no business being in pencil jeans at that age, but he looks great. And it was just so good, man. Like, the energy was dope. There were, like, tons of Gen Z kids there. I'm, like,
Yeah.
hearing them in the hallways, and they're like, yeah, it's like my first concert. I'm like, your first concert ever was
Creed?
Creed? What? That's incredible.
Nickelback
Dude,
next.
Yeah,
if you look through if you go to TikTok and look through our reels, Andy had like a solid probably 10 reels in a row that were Creed related that he made because
I was on
Bro,
that.
I
He was on the
unironically loved Creed since I started listening to them, and I'm so glad that TikTok made them famous again, and I
Yeah.
finally got to go see them live.
yeah.
Did your
Dude,
shirt stay on the whole time?
You know, it was tough. I was with my wife. There was a child beside me. I felt compromised. I didn't know what
you
to do.
let the child hold the shirt.
Yeah.
Or just
Hey,
cover
little
their
buddy,
head with
can you
it.
hold this for a
Yeah, as
second?
I get escorted out of the venue.
There's one song that I want to hear live, especially during this moment while they're having a resurgence. 3 Days Grace, Never Too Late, which I have tattooed on my
Oh,
wrist.
yeah.
It's Never Too Late. I got to hear Adam do it with Saint Asonia when they were out with Skillet, and it was like it scratched the itch. But there's something about hearing the OG lineup do it that I'm like, oh man, I gotta hear this. Just play that song 10 times. I don't want to hear anything else. Like 3 Days Grace is great. Don't get me wrong. They've got more #1 hits than any other rock band or something like that. Between them and Shinedown, and probably Breaking Benjamin.
Shout out, dude.
Amazing bands.
The GOAT.
Well, that one 3 Days Grace album, like every song on
One
it
X,
was
yeah. 1X
every
is
song
incredible.
on that album was
What about you, Quinn? What song do you want to hear live the most that you haven't? That's
Just
a good. That's
from
a good
like
podcast.
any
question, Trevor.
band in general.
It's a good one. Yeah, like just what?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm also not a 3 Days Grace guy. I'm just becoming the outcast. I know.
Quinn's
I'm
like-
sorry. What do you want?
Quinn's like, I just want to hear my level 5 bard sing this.
I don't know what that is.
I'm more of a cleric hymn kind of guy.
Oh, okay, a clerical hymn. You're not into the. Is it the unstoppable laughing spell or whatever that the bard can do?
That is incredible, dude. You pretty much playing D&D right now.
Hey man, I don't like to brag.
Songs
but...
I would want to hear live but haven't, dude. Honestly, like just any live set of the OG Linkin Park lineup.
Oh yeah,
man.
For those listening at home, everyone's eyes just rolled back in their head in like a good way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. We
all just got
Linkin
struck.
Park.
Yeah.
I will say, I haven't listened to the new record. I've seen clips of her, and like I will say, she's an incredible vocalist. I think the amount of flack she gets is unwarranted and unfair.
Oh,
but the thing is that you're stepping into probably the biggest shoes of hard alternative rock, maybe of the past 30 years.
Yeah.
And how do you step into that without getting that kind of pushback?
I have a hot take.
You may.
I have a hot
but yeah,
take.
that would be my answer, honestly. And actually, here I'll refine it. It would have to be the Meteora anniversary tour because Hybrid Theory is dope, but I think track per track, pound for pound, Meteora is a stronger album.
Meteora is a good album.
That's a hot take.
I have the hottest take.
Please.
After that.
You may.
Don't hang up the call, please. From Zero is easily, for me,
Don't say it.
The best Linkin Park record.
I think you're just trying to be contrarian.
However,
I don't think you believe that. I don't think you believe that, dude.
However, I have listened to that album more than I've listened to anything last year.
Yeah, because you're 19, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that Linkin Park, like Chester Bennington is irreplaceable. Like one of the influenced my cleans and even screams a lot. Incredible vocalist. I loved the fact that they could come back with a new singer and have a resurgence and do the unthinkable.
Totally.
And I just enjoyed it like a lot. Especially the ballads. Oh, we are talking over each other. That's like the best song on the album for me.
Nice.
And then Good Things Go. And the whole album, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is great. There was only one song on it that I was like, hey, this probably could have stayed at home. Cut the Bridge, I think is what it's called.
Oh, I thought you were saying like they should have cut the bridge.
Yeah, they just should have removed the bridge.
No,
Horrible
they should have
bridge.
just cut the song I think is called Cut the Bridge or something.
More like cut the song, am I right, dude?
Yeah, cut the song, dude. I didn't like that one, but everything else, I'm like, dude, this is easy. Like, I love watching their vlog. Like, that's the reason my band has a vlog is because Linkin Park does it. And I'm like, oh, free content. Cool. Like, let's show people what happens behind the scenes. Stupid stuff.
Tim,
their
start the
studio
vlog.
sessions and stuff are just incredible. I love From Zero. I think it's incredible. Best album of the year. Second best album of the year for me last year. It was like Moths to Flames.
Oh, shout out.
It easily such a good record. And then this year, Clockworked by Straight from the Path is just friggin' epic. RIP. They better not quit. They better just take a hiatus and come back, or else.
We saw this. We saw Linkin Park at Sonic Temple this year. And it was being like an old school sort of Linkin Park fan, you know, because I remember their first couple albums coming out, and how like crazy they were culturally, because it was like they were the only band that was like doing it that way.
Mhm.
And so we've been huge Linkin Park fans for a long time, but it was really cool. Like they put on the new singer really blew us away. Like she was awesome, but I saw Chester Bennington say something about it, and he was like, and something that was kind of a cool take that he's
Chester
had.
didn't say anything
Or not
about it.
Chester, sorry,
Yeah,
Shinoda.
I was like,
Yeah.
what?
all
I'm
of our
also a
faces,
medium.
all of our
I'm also a
faces were-
medium, so I'm also kind of psychic a little bit. No,
Yeah, not only was the
Shinoda.
moon landing fake, but Chester is still alive.
no, but yeah, Shinoda. I saw
Starting
Shinoda say
He's,
something about
he's
it. And,
starting a band with Elvis, is what I heard.
yeah, anyway, he's in the room with me right now. But and he was like, he's like,
Rest
I know
in
1,000. Yeah,
Rest
R.I.P.
in peace
Right?
to a legend.
Rest in
dude.
power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I know 1,000 Chester Bennington impersonators that can hit every single note that he can hit, you know, and all that kind of stuff just over the years. And he was like, so we could have just done that, right? But if we wanted to like maintain its own sound and like its own artistic value, that's kind of the reason that we went the direction that we went. And I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense, right?
Quinn's album of the year. Trevor is just coming up with all the good podcast questions, and I'm just stealing them.
Yeah,
It's
Quinn, what's your
it's
PTSD
almost
album
like
of
he
the year?
used to have a podcast himself.
I have
Yeah.
PTSD of 3 years of building a podcast brand and then letting it die because I wanted to be a metal artist.
I would say, oh man. So I mean, it's worth just setting the stage here that I am notorious for not checking out new music for about a year or two. I'm always behind because I just feel overwhelmed by how much new music there is all the time, and I just don't really care to keep up with it. So the new albums for me are usually ones from like 2023, 2024, and I'm like, oh dude, this is crazy. Have you? And everyone's like, dude, where have you been? So I'm that guy. I would say The Black by Imminence might be one of my all-time favorite records, not only by the band, but just in general, as far as the metalcore stuff and like heavier music goes. If you haven't heard that record, you're doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion.
It's so good.
And then one of the bands that is newer that I've been really liking, they're called Via Nova. And they are so different and weird that they've been exploding. Their bio on Spotify is just angry dance music from Berlin, but they're a metal band. Highly recommend checking them out. They're just obscure, but so good. They do almost like a Dillinger Escape Plan thing. They'll be like metal, and then they'll just throw jazz in for a few seconds and then back to metal, and you're like, what is happening? But they do it tastefully. It's not chaotic. So their new stuff's really cool. I also just listen to mostly ambient and like neoclassical. So Hammock put out a new album. Love Hammock. My wife says we live in a spa because I just have spa music playing all the time.
What about Golden by Huntrix? What do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Dude, listen, here's the thing. My wife was like, we need to watch this movie.
This is a conversation, yeah.
Yeah, my wife's like, we need to watch this K-pop Demon Hunters movie. I keep hearing about it all the time. And I was like, I don't like pop music, but sure, we'll try it. And literally by the third or fourth song, I'm like, this is a masterpiece.
No, dude, it is.
It is as a movie, brilliant, but also just the music alone. Like, I don't really like pop music. It's just so well done. Like, it's like world's best K-pop singers doing the voices when the songs come in. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I actually recorded a Architect style cover of one of the songs and did like a social media clip of it. I think it's brilliant.
Which song?
It was, what the heck? Now I'm just going to blank. Hold up. It's the one between Rumi.
Tim's always doing the hard balls, dude.
Dude.
Tim Lambesis is what it's
He's
called.
so mean.
Yeah.
Free. The ballad between Rumi and Genu when they're just hanging out on the rooftop. I was like, yeah, the come take my hand. I was like, I'm just going to pitch scream that bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, so good.
We have a 7-year-old, and we watch it because of him a lot.
Big air quotes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Big air quotes.
Big unit quotes.
Big unit quotes.
The big unit's going to do some air quotes right now. But no, those
are big air
funny.
quotes from a big man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Big unit.
Yeah.
Those are big hands.
Yeah.
I
It
felt
was
the air over here at Inkham.
yeah. Andy's like
15 miles away.
15 miles away from me right now, and if I move my hand too fast, his hair goes like.
Mine doesn't.
Mine does.
Old.
Anyways, no, it's funny because that is such like in the cultural like zygote right now, but it is so. It was I loved that movie, and so I've been teasing, and my son will get in and we just freaking blast the music from K-pop Demon Hunters when we drive around right now because
So
it's so
good.
good.
Demon
So
Hunter just put out a banging record.
Was it K-pop Demon? No, just kidding.
No, it was sad. It was about the singer Ryan Clark's mom's death. And
Oh,
like
wow.
one of the lyrics is, "I just watched my mother die," and I'm like, "Holy crap, dude, this is incredible."
That's heavy.
Yeah,
K-pop Demon Hunters is not like that.
well,
Just
I'm a
saying.
fan of Demon Hunter. I think they're great. Incredible record, best that they've had thus far. It's always interesting when a legacy band puts out an album because there's a legacy band that reunited and are having a moment right now, and I'm like, their new album's like friggin' terrible in my opinion.
I hate that.
I'm gonna keep that one to myself. It pissed me off so bad. I was like, all you had to do was not make this. All you had to do. And yeah, they did that, and I'm so pissed about it. I'm still vehemently. I already gave you rage bait with saying a Linkin Park hot take.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah,
Pivot.
I'm really mad.
Andrew and Tim, what are your guys' albums of the year, if you could pick one?
Oh, that's a hard
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
I'd
tables
have
just got turned, bitch. What's up? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, get
no,
him.
Now
to
we're
pull
the
up my
guests.
Spotify. Probably.
Oh gosh.
Recording
Um,
canceled.
Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you guys. I did. Oh, yeah.
Is Poppy single? What?
Both just dive for their Spotify's.
You know,
I don't
it's
know.
funny. I'm a late to the game kind of guy like you, Quinn, where and then I also am a multiple listen person too.
Oh, I'll bleed a record for like a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to do that. And so I mean, yeah, it certainly wouldn't be in like an album of this year type of a thing.
Yeah.
But I've gotten weirdly into like Polyphia
Oh,
recently.
yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I've gotten into them. Who else? I mean, the funny thing is that Andy and I, I'm just saying this for myself. The last few years with all the artists and stuff that we meet and interview and things like that, like my musical taste has just like gotten really convoluted compared to what it used to be, just because we are listening to stuff that we normally wouldn't listen to, but maybe we're having them on the podcast, like type of, because we're a metalcore type of people for sure, but it's just like there's so many metalcore bands out there.
I don't know that I've listened to a full album. That's bad to say, but it's because of what he said. Like, I'm going out and picking out a ton of different band singles and stuff to listen to.
Yeah.
So I would say the bands right now, like I've been listening to a lot of the new Atreyu tracks.
Yeah.
I think they're sick.
Dude, so
I've
good.
been loving those. Point North, Tim and I kind of both got into Point North a little bit.
Point North is cool. Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know. Lee Jennings from Funeral Portrait was just so cool that I really took a liking to their music. It's kind of funny how after you like right now, like after you get to meet somebody and then you go back and listen to their music, you're like, oh, this is so much, like it means so much more. You know what I mean? It's different now.
It's like adds depth to it. Yeah.
It does, yeah. And so I've been
Well,
doing
like,
a lot of that.
Atreyu's always kind of been around.
That new Shadows Fall track.
Oh, and Shadow. That Shadows.
Have you heard
Fall
that
track.
new Shadows Fall track? Oh, I can't even remember the name of it, but it's good.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
doing quite a bit. Anyway.
We've gotten to know Brandon Saller from Atreyu, and
Not Solars.
not Solars. It's an inside joke, but he made like he'll make time out, like special time to come and be on our podcast when we're kind of around him. And so he's just like the chillest, nicest dude. And so
He likes talking
it's
about
just
food
really-
and Bigfoot, dude.
yeah, we just hang and we just vibe with him when he comes on our podcast, kind of like this with you guys, right?
Very
so
much like this.
It's totally true that like I feel like
Like I can't wait to listen to your guys' tracks
Yeah.
again now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and, like,
I'm gonna jam it
yeah,
on my way
They
to.
seem so sad. They were so fun on the show. Who hurt you, bro? I'm gonna get a text like, man, I had to ask. Like, are you okay?
There's no D&D in this. There's no D&D in this. It's driving me
Yeah,
nuts.
new Pariah, no dragons. 1 out of 5 stars.
1 out of 5. No thanks. Talk to me when it's the dungeon master singing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a fair point.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If I'm hitting a crit 20, cool. But if not, I'm not hanging with you, bro. I do.
You got the lingo, dude. Drops a crit 20. Like, come on.
My limited lingo actually comes from Baldur's Gate. I played a ton of Baldur's Gate.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Dope. Like the classics or the new one?
The new one.
Okay.
I played. And I never played any of them. And then the new one came out, and my friends were like, "Oh, dude, this is pretty cool." And so then, of course, I started playing it, and it was like, bro, like,
yeah. My wife has beat that game like 3 times now.
Oh, dude.
She loves it.
Yeah. The funny thing is my friends and I have modded it and stuff like that. So we'll have like these crazy rules and stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know?
mod it up.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, it's that's a funny question for us, anyways. Going back to that because it's changed because when we were before we were like kind of in the music industry scene a little bit, you just kind of listen to, or more organically you would listen to things, and now it just kind of comes up as part of the business. But it's cool because it forces us to like to discover things we wouldn't have discovered before, which has
I've been listening to a lot of
awesome.
old CKY.
Oh yeah,
like Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild, and Answer.
Yeah, dude.
I fucking love, dude.
The Purple album, right? That's the Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild. It's like the
No,
purple.
No, that's An Answer Can Be Found. I think you're thinking.
Oh, that's right.
Dope. Well,
all right.
For y'all listening, go peep Pariah, go peep Heal the Hurt. If you're feeling like a good cry with some fight riffs, we're here for you. If you don't want that, we are not your guys.
Not it.
Yeah, November will be the next one.
Awesome.
Well, my audio and video went out once, and there towards the end, my audio cut out, and it was unsalvageable, and I'm sorry for that. But wanted to thank Quinn and Trevor for coming on. One of the funnest interviews we've done in a long time. And like Quinn said, go check out Pariah. Go check out Heal the Hurt. New single coming soon from Pariah this month. Watch out for Heal the Hurt a little later, early 2026. Like I said, thanks again, dudes. That was a lot of fun. And sorry I had technical difficulties. It's Sultans of Slack, what can I say? Never gonna be perfect.